So today, we're going to try and untangle the really complex legal situation surrounding social media influencer Rajab Ali Butt. We've got our hands on an official status report, and we're going to use it to break down a whole series of charges that, believe me, span everything from wildlife crime all the way to federal fraud.
All right, let's just jump right in. The whole story, as it stands right now, really boils down to one single super important number: 4. Why 4? Well, because this one person is somehow navigating 4 completely separate criminal proceedings at the same time. And these aren't just minor things, they actually cut across both provincial and federal jurisdictions right here in Pakistan.
And what's really wild here is just how different these cases are. I mean, we're not talking about a repeat offender with a clear pattern. Not at all. The allegations are all over the map, from a wildlife crime to a religious offense to abetment in a violent crime, and even a major federal investigation into financial fraud. It's a lot.
So let's start at the beginning, right? Let's look at the provincial cases, because that's where this all kicked off. And these two cases, both filed in Punjab, couldn't be more different from each other.
On one side, you've got this wildlife case from late 2024, which is all about a lion cub showing up at a wedding. And then, on the other side, you have a blasphemy charge from early 2025, sparked by the brand name of a perfume. It's a really strange combination of legal problems to have.
Okay, so that first case, the one with the lion cub, that one's actually done and dusted. The report says it's officially closed. Bashai confessed to illegally having the cub, and the court found him guilty.
But here's where it gets interesting. The sentence wasn't jail time or just a fine. Instead, he got a 1-year probation with this really unique community service twist. The court actually ordered him to produce monthly vlogs all about animal welfare. Kind of shows a pretty modern way of thinking about sentencing, right? Now, that second provincial case, totally different story, and it is very much active. This one's a blasphemy charge under Section 295A. It all started from a complaint that the name of a perfume brand he was connected with was offensive to religious feelings. Right now, that case is just sitting in the pretrial phase. Okay, so from here, things take a much more serious turn. We're moving away from the provincial stuff and getting into some really severe allegations, including violent crime and a major federal investigation. Before we dive into case number 3, we have to talk about a key legal term here, because it's central to the whole thing: abetment. Put simply, it just means helping or encouraging someone to commit a crime. The crucial part: under the law, the person who abets can get the exact same punishment as the person who actually did the crime.
And this is the key thing to get about this third case. Butt isn't charged with committing the main crimes himself. The accusation is abetment, that he helped with illegal confinement and abetted the main suspect in a case that involves rape and blackmail. This case is active, and he's currently out on post-arrest bail.
And that brings us to the fourth and final case, which is a big one. It's a federal matter, so Pakistan's National Cybercrime Investigation Agency is involved. The whole investigation is about allegations that he used his social media influence to promote illegal offshore gambling apps, which has led to some pretty serious fraud charges.
And we're not just talking about one single charge here. Oh no. The federal inquiry is looking at a whole range of offenses under 2 different laws: the Prevention of Electronic Crimes Act, or PICA, and the Pakistan Penal Code. We're talking electronic forgery, fraud, cheating, the whole shebang. It's a serious, multi-layered financial crime investigation.
So I know what you're probably thinking at this point. With 3 incredibly serious cases still active, I mean, we're talking abetment to rape and federal fraud. How is this person not in custody right now?
Well, the answer is all about bail, or more accurately, different types of bail that were granted for each specific case. He got post-arrest bail for the abetment case, which you get after you've been arrested. Then, for the federal case, you got protective bail, which is basically a temporary pass so you can go surrender to investigators somewhere else. And for the blasphemy case, you got pre-trial bail, which happens early on in the process.
So if you were to zoom out and look at the whole picture, here's what it looks like. 1/4 of his legal troubles are over. That's the conviction in the wildlife case. But the other 3/4 are all still very much in play, just at different points in the legal system. One's in pretrial, one's under investigation, and one's in sessions court.
You know, when you step back and look at this whole tangled mess, it really makes you wonder, right? When one single public figure is facing such a crazy mix of charges, provincial, federal, religious, criminal, all at the same time, what does a snapshot like this really tell us about justice and influence, and what accountability even means in this digital age?